Okay, it's on yours, right, Gigi?
It's on mine. Oh, it's doing a little circle thing.
That's okay. It shows that it's live.
It's
All
thinking.
right. Looks like we're on. Looks like we're on. So put that up again, Joe. Joe Olguin, original drummer for Los Chicanos, not one of the original drummers for Los Chicanos, and that is the if the bass drum cover that was on your bass drum,
Yeah.
and which is now at the museum
Aquí dice
in
abajo.
in the museum in Alice, Texas, when the induction. All right, for people who might not know who Los Chicanos, that is so awesome. Who might not have been around for the newbies. I'm gonna play a song. This is actually one of my, of course, all of my songs, of my dad's songs are my favorites, but this one in particular because I heard the drum roll and that reminded me of Joe. And Joe Olguin is the drummer on this song. So let's listen and let's think about what kind of music was back then. Era conjunto, era trios, era todo eso. And when we talk about the combination of music from the Beatles influence, rock and roll, and putting it together in Spanish songs, this is what we're talking about. This is one of the creations of my dad.
Mi corazón quiere querer una mujer que lo sepa amar. Cuántas caras he visto pasar y ninguna me gustó. Cuántos amores pude tener, pero ya nada quedó. Mi corazón quiere un amor, una ilusión, no puede hallar.
All right. Joel Geen.
That's old school, man.
That's gotta bring back some memories.
It's a long time ago.
Let's
Yeah.
Recording that.
introduce him, Gigi. Let's introduce him a little bit and talk about today and what we're going to be doing with our guest. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Joe Olguin. Where are you joining us? Oh, well, I'm Lori Jean. I'm co hosting along with.
Gigi La Chicana Guerrero. And we
So
are here
thank you.
interviewing
Joel Geen.
Joel Geen. Joel Geen, in my memory of my childhood, was a household name because he was a drummer for many years for Los Chicanos. And as I've talked about it before, my dad didn't have brothers. So Joel Geen was one of his brothers.
Very,
So,
very, very near. Your
yes.
dad were very, very close. Worked together for about 5 years, from 70 to 75, something like that.
Yes. And and as you can listen to that music for anybody who's listening or anybody comes back to the playback, did you hear that guitar? Did you hear those drum rolls? I mean, a ver, di tú, Joe. What was it like playing that kind of music at that time?
Well, it was different. It wasn't conjunto and it wasn't tejano, but we had the tejano beat and the rancheras and all those baladas kind of came back uh, from the mandrills, so that I can't even remember how to identify it, but the guitar was different. Everybody would say, "Wow." And sometimes we couldn't have a keyboard or accordion, so your dad would play the double, the lead, all the melody on the music, and it was fun. And it was
Yeah.
fun. It was only four of us, and we, got a chance to travel the United States.
So I'm going to put it real quick again so you can look at the cover because I didn't get a photo of it. But let's see who's on the cover. I love this cover and look at what y'all are wearing. Now, I was noticing everybody has coats on except Papi, and he doesn't even have a shirt on. You want to talk about that banana guy? Yes, Lori Jean. Remember that banana guy at the
Uh,
Tejano Roots Hall of Fame with a coat and no shirt?
Is
Well,
that
look
what
at
you're calling
this.
him now, the banana guy?
oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Alfredo Guerrero. All my respects to you from the Tortilla Factory. Uh, but you kind of blew us away with your outfit. But look at what I found, and you're gonna hear the song again. But look at the album cover. Look at this.
Mi corazón quiere querer.
All right, Jolgin, talk to us about that. Why is everybody wearing coats and my dad has a jacket with no shirt on?
that's a good one. I
What
don't
is?
even remember. I just remember we were trying to find a spot to take pictures for the Sufre Sin Llorar album
Yeah,
LP, and we were driving down 83 from Mission to Sherland, and there was this surplus. I don't even know if it's there anymore. There was like this Salvation surplus military place. Hey, let's go see in here, see what they have. And I think I probably bought that jacket there too.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were
yeah,
thrifting before thrifting.
let's try
was
this out. And I don't know, it just came out like that. Okay, well, we use that one. And
That covers. Yes.
yeah, I have that one to this one.
And Papi always liked to be different. He told us, "There you go, there it is." Yes, the Super Señorar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Papi always told us, be different. Don't be like everybody else.
right.
And he was the one. He practiced what he preached.
Yeah, that's what I was
Um,
saying. That the music was different. It was not totally conjunto or what they call tejano now. It was like a mix in between the baladas and the rancheras. That album has a bunch of rancheras that I love. Like Sufre Señora. One of my favorite was Rayé Tu Nombre.
yeah,
You
which
must
was
get
recorded on by big names in
Mhm.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Los Babies and big names recorded that.
And that one, ¿Qué más quieres corazón? Ramón Ayala.
Yeah.
Who else? Somebody.
Well, everybody else.
There was a few names. Maybe Signal recorded that song.
A lot of people. ¿Qué más quieres corazón is also a big one.
One of the favorites. One of the favorites in that album.
Yeah.
So
That is really, really amazing. That that's just funny when you go back and you say, "Oh, we just pulled over on the side of the road here," and we were at some Salvation. Was it the Salvation Army? Because there's
Salvation Army.
Okay, it's still there on 23rd, and it's right there across the street from Mrs. G's Tacos.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's right there.
Yeah.
Let's see what's in here. Let's go look around it. And we got down and it started taking pictures. I don't even remember who took the pictures and stuff, but there were several pictures, and then you pick whatever you want for that album.
Mm-hmm.
It was good time. We were 22, 23. That's almost like
young.
49, 50 years ago for me.
Yeah.
A long time.
So it was Papi, Juan Guerrero, it was Joe Olguin, it was Roberto Beto Garza, and Albino Diaz.
Albino Diaz, yeah.
Albino Diaz on the bass. I talked to him just recently, actually.
Yeah, he's out there in Michigan for Christmas.
In
He always
Michigan.
calls me for Christmas. Albino's doing okay. He's over there. The only one I haven't talked to is Robert. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I just talked to him a few days ago, and he doesn't know, but I recorded him.
Are you gonna have him do this thing too?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to. He can't talk about Papi actually.
Like I was telling you a few minutes ago, that was the only close friend I had. When I went to Texas, every time we go to Texas, I had to go see Juan Guerrero. Always.
Yes, and you would, and
hours and hours and hours talking.
Yes. Yes, and we remember you, I remember that album porque, like I've mentioned before to Lori, cuando se iba papi, I mean, I don't know if you remember, Joe, but we were little. Y yo comenzaba, I would cry
Yeah, what
and
were you, 3
cry.
years old, 4 years old? Something like
Yes.
that. You were
And I
very
would
little.
cry. I can't even imagine mom having to say just stop crying till you all would come home, until papi would come home. And
Yeah, that was the
and I
veladas. The
that was
veladas.
the desveladas.
The
Yes, the
next
giras y
day,
desveladas.
or 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 o'clock in the morning, depends where we were. The veladas,
Yes.
giras.
Now, one thing I
I'm
remember, and
sorry,
actually,
Judy, before
yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt.
go ahead.
There's a lot of people joining us and they're making comments and we're missing
I
the
am
lead
so
winner.
sorry, guys.
It's okay. Just
Everything what?
I'm
because they have great comments.
okay. All right. So Mary Lou says hi. Mary Lou, remember my sister Mary Lou? We were las dos llore llore
Hey, Lou,
ahí
how are
cuando se iban
you?
ustedes. She says that Papi was ahead of its time.
Mhm.
Sam Lopez, el Supermex, says saludos a todos. Abrazo Joe. And Mary Lou says, "Oh my God, I guess she saw the video." And sorry, I'm going back. And then Supermex says saludos, Mary Lou. Mary Lou says hello, Sam. Mary Lou says hello, Laura Jean and Joe and Gigi. Hello, Mary Lou.
Everybody.
Love you, love you, love you. Michael Baron says, "Good morning, Joe." Juan
Yep.
Mendoza Jr. from Tejano TVs and the Three Amigos show says saludos from Tejano TV and Lila Lisa Promotions. Saludos. You can catch this show on Tejano TV. We get aired 1:30ish every day. Giras y Desveladas. So you can catch us on there. If it's a Roku channel, Tejano TV. If you don't have a Roku TV, go to tejanotv.com and you're gonna catch us there as well. All right. Sam says, ¿qué más quieres, corazón? Éxito grande también, éxito del grupo Sincero also.
See?
And Sam says, suelta la sopa, Joe.
Órale.
Vicky Esqueda Chavarría says, woohoo. Ana Guajardo says, good morning, Miss Guajardo.
Good morning. That's my
And
sister.
yes. And I have several of your sisters as my friends.
There's the Chavarria. Those are people from Woodland. Those are my followers. I'm a
That's
fan
cool.
in Woodland. Thank you so much.
So
Enjoy
yeah,
your
he
beautiful
says,
Sunday.
órale, Joe.
And my
And
cousin Roland, we have plans, unexpected plans. Well, not unexpected. After this, my cousin Rolando. So thank you. And you say Woodland? Do you mean Woodland, California?
Woodland, California. Yeah.
So you're
That's
in
also
California.
Sacramento.
You didn't mention that. Like I'm in Corpus, Gigi's in
Mhm.
the Valley, but you're in California right now.
Yes. That's
So-
2 hours different. 2 hours behind you guys.
Yes.
yeah.
And Lori, I know your family too. I know your dad.
So
And I
my
know
dad said that you are a chingonazo. No hombre se yo es un chingonazo.
and your grandparents, they're my ninos.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
your grandparents,
No
Cecilio,
way.
and
Sorry,
Oh.
not shut up official. That's not professional. Am
We
I
try,
letting my
and that's
rules
what we get excited and we sorry.
so we
goodness.
grew up in Peñitas. And Hector, your uncle Hector, I went to school with your uncle Hector.
No
Yeah, we're in
way.
the same class in La Jolla. Yeah,
What?
and your dad's a couple of years younger than me.
Small
You
didn't
didn't know
world.
that?
any of that. No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See, and I lived outside of the valley for many years and I'm back outside of the valley again. So hearing stories and meeting people
Uh-huh.
with ties to my family
Yeah.
makes me feel like it's just like home.
Right.
It's a comfort.
My parents and your grandparents were compadres, so I was there. I have the bautismo, I think I was.
Oh my gosh. Where is my dad? He's not logged in yet. He's going to be in trouble. No wonder he was like, Joe, see, Joe, because he's always like, who's your next guest? And who's your next guest? It's a guy named Joe from California. And he's like, Joe, see, hombre, Joe. So no wonder.
Yeah.
Wow. So my grandparents were your godparents?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my
Cecilio Garza.
goodness. Yeah.
Cecilio Garza. And what's your grandma's name? I can't.
Tina, and she played the piano.
Yeah.
Ernestina, but we called her Grandma Tina, and she passed away when I was a year or so.
Condolences.
Almost
It's been a
2.
while.
Well,
yeah,
it's nice to meet my grandparents' godson.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I was born there in La Jolla and raised in Peñitas and back and forth to La Jolla. Then when I joined the Sheekanos, I was in La Jolla, and then I moved to McAllen so I could be close to Juan. So we could meet every day. Every day we talk and try to put music together.
Wow.
go visit
Practice,
Juan.
practice.
Yeah, I practiced a lot with Juan Hinojosa because he was teaching me a lot of the food pedal work that I didn't understand
Yeah.
too much. So he'd help me. Come over, órale, vente, güey, vente, yo te enseño. He's teaching me
Yeah,
all that.
and Dad talks about that people would show him how to do like the bass. You know, he
Yeah,
mentions who taught him, and it was somebody that was already,
yeah.
you know,
We all
playing
helped
instrument,
each other out over there.
that you all helped each other out. And
Mhm.
and if you say you were were you in the music? Were
Yeah,
you taking like band in La Jolla?
yeah, La Jolla High School. I started
Oh my
with
gosh, they should like we should get a
I
sponsorship.
started playing
Yeah,
with Lenny Salinas. Lenny
that's what
Salinas,
that. Yeah.
Lucky Six. We started playing there at the school parties, and that's how we, all started doing the stuff. And then from there, I came to California, went to the military, and then I came back from the military back to California, and Juan Beto had quit the Chicanos and came over here to California, and we, already knew Beto. So Juan called him. Hey, vente. Dijo, I got a drummer. He's from La Jolla. Dijo, okay, tráetelo. So I went, and that's when we started, putting back the Chicanos again.
That's
And,
incredible.
And yeah, we started doing it from there. But like I said before, I started with Lenny Salinas, Lucky Six. I was looking for a picture that
I have one. I'm looking for it. So I don't know if you've watched our other shows. We've talked about how so many people come out of the programs, the fine arts programs. And, my dad taught Conjunto at La Jolla High School for 20 years and helped start the Conjunto Festival and brought in all these big, as we call them, legends to do clinics with the kids. And then, it just blew up from there. People from Austin come and they invite the kids, and the kids just tear it up wherever they go. They're so talented. And then we do these podcasts with you guys, the original creators of this music and the fusion of what is Tejano. And like the way you said your song, the song Gigi played, you said it's not quite conjunto, it's not Tejano. Like, did you realize what you were making was something different? Because, if you try to do things different, sometimes people say, well, you can't do it like that. That's not the way people do it. And
Right.
That's not the way you should do things, because you need to be more like this, or you need to be more like this. And you guys, it's like, y'all just.
We just followed Juan. Juan, the one that had to create all these ideas, that was his music. And then he would say, well, let's do this. Try to play this part. And then I would say, well, somebody else or another band is already playing that. And he said, yeah, but it's all music, so we have to incorporate it to what we're doing. And I said, okay, well, let's work it. Let's do it. Look at this.
Un poquito. I love that.
Look at it. We had long hair.
Joe. Yeah, the long hair and the beard. And then the mustache, digo. Yeah, ahí está. Juan Guerrero, Beto Garza y Albino Díaz, yes. Joe Diaz says, hola, Joe, from Jamming Joe.
El bigote todo chapo. Oh, hey, Joe Diaz, how are you?
Alex Vergara says, saludos to my... Alex Vergara says, saludos to my two favorite Tejano girls and Los Sheekanos drummer, Joe Olguin. Joe Diaz says, I used to be the sound man for Joe Olguin's current band, Los Nightlighters, for 12 years. And we'll talk about that in a bit, how you continue. Let's see. There's Cecilio Garza Los Casinos. Great to see and hear you, Joe, homeboy from Peñitas.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Hold on. I accidentally did something here. You're in this picture?
I am?
Which one are you?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see.
And we'll try. We're working on the technology.
I know. This is our
who's that? Is that your dad's group, Los Casinos?
No, this is Lenny and the Lucky Six.
Lenny and the Lucky Six.
This is a yearbook photo.
Oh.
Of Lenny and the Lucky Six. I don't know if you're in there. Yes, as Chota said, Gigi, this is Mexican ingenuity.
I don't even know where I'm at. Lenny Salinas.
Yeah, there's David Leo.
David Leo too.
Here.
Yeah.
And then my dad.
David Leo on the right.
Right here's David Leo.
And who was that? Fidencio's brother used to play the guitar. Fidencio. What was the hell's name? Agustin. Agustin Salinas. He was Lenny's brother. He used to play guitar.
Yeah, that's from the yearbook. I'll have to see if I can.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Wow, well, is that California living? Because You look young.
I
My
guess
Papi
it's good
también.
California weather. Good California
maybe.
weather, and family genes. My mom's at 92. She just passed away last year.
Oh,
So
Sorry
I'm
to
hoping
hear.
I can make it at least that far. Keep
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
telling
Well,
everybody.
Papi used to say, because Papi, they would think I was his wife, and Papi would joke and say, "She's not my wife, she's my grandma." He was a joker. But Papi would say, "De qué me voy a envejecer? I do what I love,
Yeah,
and they pay me for it. What's there to
exactly.
get old about?" Yeah.
Exactly. Music is beautiful. Maybe that's what, that gets me going active. It's not like a light switch. You can't just turn it off. I don't want to do it anymore.
No. No. Yeah,
Just
you can't
you
until
turn it
until you
off for a
die.
little bit. When my kids were little, I got twins when they were moved to Woodland. They were 3 years old. So all my music was 2 hours away. There was no market here. I had to travel and travel. And then my wife said, "Well, you need to take a break so you can help me out with raising kids."
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
I said, "Okay, okay." So I
Yeah.
tried it for 2 or 3 months, and she noticed that I was different, that I changed. And he said, "Pues, okay, pues si quieres tocar, okay, go ahead. You got to do what you got to do, but you have to help me with the kids." So that's where the Veladas came in, because I traveled 2 or 3 hours after the event. I would drive home. And the guys in the
Hijo de
band,
su.
"Por pa qué te vas? They already paid for a room." I said, "I know, but I have my own bed and I have my kids."
Yeah.
Y
Yeah.
llegaba a la casa las 3, las 4, las 5 de la mañana. Or the sun would be coming out, and I'd run inside the house before I turn into a vampire. But
Gina Laborica.
it's something that you have to do, because if you want a family, or if you have a family, and you can't just
It's
expect
Yeah.
your
tough,
wife.
and that's tough.
You
A
can't
lot of
just
people have
expect
been
your partner
suggesting.
to take care of that and do them, because then the kids are gonna say, "Well, where were you, Dad?" Or they won't know who you are. So por eso he
And that,
andado para arriba y para abajo. Y hasta la fecha,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going on 76, and last weekend,
Wow.
we did a
No
show.
way.
What
That's
a
it.
blessing. What a blessing.
Yeah, and I feel healthy. I feel
Yeah, no, you don't
pretty
look at
healthy.
Papi, didn't look his age either. Gina Laborica Barron says great pictures. Vicky
Thank
Esqueda
you,
Chavaria
Gina.
says he's the youngest one in our friend group. And Michael Chavaria says, "Good morning, Joe."
Good
So
morning,
saludos to
Michael.
everybody.
Good morning to
Thank you
everybody. Good
for
morning, Vicky.
yes,
Thank you,
thank you for
Gina.
tuning in.
So it's funny you say
Now,
that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
go
Gigi.
ahead, go ahead, Lori. Go ahead.
You say you had to, go home once you had kids, right? That
Hmm.
changes. You can't just be gone.
Yeah, you can't just
Uh,
take off and don't come home. 2 or 3
well,
days later.
no wonder my dad said he's like, yes, I abandoned Lori and her mother, and we'd leave for weeks.
Yeah, that's the way it is. And when I was in Texas, with your dad was one, and we travel. It's not like today, that you guys, like, I'm promoting dances over here in Modesto, and I'll fly the band. Like last weekend, I had the Homeboys. I fly the bands out of San Antonio and do the show, pay them from the show, and then flying back the next day, the next morning. It'd be Sunday.
Nice.
Back in the day,
Not
we
not
take off. No, we take off for
no.
2 weekends. 2 weekends in order to make ends meet. Because one weekend you would pay for the expenses, the travel all the way there, gas and food, travel back.
Yeah.
So we had to play in that area at least, the 3 nights or 2 weekends in a row.
Que saliera.
Para que
Yeah.
tenía los gastos, y
Para que saliera.
en vez de llegar a la
Yeah.
caja with $100. But
Yeah.
that
Yep.
money
Yep.
back in the day would stretch it a little bit
It would
longer.
cover.
And
Yeah.
and the family never knew, because we had no cell phones. The family never knew how far where we're at. Did you make it? Did you make it all the way to Oregon? Did you make it all the way to Chicago? Did you make it all the way to Florida? Nobody knew till we got there.
The
Then
stuff of my nightmares. The stuff of my
then like
nightmares.
your dad would call your mom, because you guys had that phone right there in Francisco Street, and I called with
Yes.
whenever, and that was the only time. So when we broke down, which was a lot,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
to hitchhike. Yeah, to hitchhike to go find us, a mechanic or somebody. And for the most
Yes.
part, we carried tools in the van or the bus, whatever we had, to put it back together y vámonos, porque si no, no llegamos, vamos a llegar tarde.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
something you just made me think about in saying how nobody knew if you
Yeah.
got there. Nobody knew where you were.
Nobody
You
knew how
went
far
that
we
way.
traveled, dónde
Um,
pararon a dormir,
you know,
llegaron o no,
that's so crazy to me. And I taught school in La Jolla for 7 years, I think, at a middle school way out in the colonias. Like there's nothing around there. And I bring that up to say this is I had several students. The majority of the students that I had, they never traveled even to McAllen for whatever reasons that they didn't. That they don't. And so when I meet some, like Gigi, I met the young lady last week. We saw her. I saw a former student of mine that I had in La Jolla. Now she's studying to be a professor in Japan. And when we had her, they were very poor, and she told me last week, Miss, you don't understand. I never thought I'd be doing the things that I'm doing, like leaving, because a lot of those kids now, they don't go too far. And look at you guys in the time that you were doing it. I mean, I wish I could have told them then. Do you know what people used to do right around your age? They would leave, and they would just leave. And
I'm sure your dad got stories like that too. You can ask him. ¿Cómo se iban? Y nomás iban. Vámonos.
Oh, he got irritated with me when we put him on the show because I was asking him, and I ask him all the time. That's kind of me and Gigi talked about that. I've been asking him my whole life, like, tell me about this, or he'll just tell stories about those giras. That's what
Dice
that's
Cecilio, I already told you, Lori.
Que no te acuerdas, que ya te dije.
I know, I'm like, oh, hello, now we're on the podcast. Like, tell me on purpose now. Anyway, but it's amazing
So I like. Go ahead.
Sometimes we get there really late that we only had time to set up equipment, so we didn't have time to go find a hotel, find a room. So we take showers with towels and soap. We take showers right there in the bathrooms. En los con toallitas. Con toallitas and shave real quick, and only got 10-15 minutes before the show, so we got to be ready and hurry up and get ready.
That's so funny.
That's what I'm talking to. See, that's what people don't know. That's what people don't know.
Past, now.
Yep.
Now it's all different. It's all luxurious. Like I said, I'll bring the dance and you do the sound check at 12 and then go do your room. So I'll fly in early in the morning, para que no digan, oh, we don't have time for that. So then they can go check in, shower, and get perfumed and be ready to go. But
now,
back in the day, no. Ahí nomás ahí en la manguera o ahí en el sink. Me bañaba y luego
y di que te fue bien.
Secando el piso para que no se miraran. ¿Cómo se dice? We didn't leave no huellas, no evidence that we were there showering in the sink.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
That was fun.
That's so funny.
Now, Joe, like I told you, I was talking to Beto Garza. And we remembered when you all crashed.
Oh, man, that was...
Michael Barron says, outstanding interview, Joe. This is so incredible. Love to hear these stories of good old days. Thank you,
Michael. Thank you. Yeah.
So,
we were going
es el miedo que siempre tenía yo, el miedo que teníamos todos, because we wouldn't hear from you guys. If you all had a chance and maybe stop by a gas station that had, a phone, or if not, we just didn't know.
Yeah.
And in this case, we talk about it.
Call and report.
Yeah.
Or somebody would say they didn't make it or understand, We had that accident. We had a pretty bad accident. I can't remember, 71, maybe 70 or 71. Y veníamos de Dimmitt, Texas, I think it's on a Monday. Íbamos en chinga para el valle because we're supposed to do a show at Baile Grande at the Civic Center. Or actually the community center in Mission. Y in San Antonio estaba el agua en friegas, man. Because at that time we had your dad's Pontiac and a little trailer, and we hit San Antonio going up the hill, and it starts going like this. The trailer's going one way, and the car's going another way.
Fishtailing.
Oh man, we're in trouble. And I was the driver. I felt bad because I didn't control it properly, and we hit those dividers right there in San Antonio, and the car cracked open in half. and the trailer broke apart and equipment all over the place. And I fractured my pelvic bone, and I got some scratches on my arm because the drive line on the car came straight up. And your dad was in the front. I can't remember exactly how much damage he had. And
He
Albino
got
was,
pinned. His legs got pinned. His legs
yes,
got pinned, but he was
yeah.
able to
And
take
he
them out.
got
He
out of the
said
car with no chanclas, no shoes, right?
right. He said tenía los guaraches de llanta,
Uh,
and he said they went
yeah.
to the yonke to try to get the chancla. He couldn't get the chancla out. So how did he get his legs out? We don't
Yeah.
know. He couldn't even get the chancla out. Y
Albino,
Albino was the one most hurt.
yeah, Albino took the worst of it because he's sitting in the back seat, and he got his two ankles are broken, and also the fractured pelvic. I can't remember what else, but they had to use that jaws to open the door.
Jaws of life.
But we all survived. But we
Thank
were
God.
wind up in the
Yes.
hospital. I think your dad went home with somebody. But I remember I crawled out of the car and I couldn't walk. I collapsed. I went down and I'm laying on my back, and I see that your dad used to have a little velicito right here where he carried the money. and he
Tell
always,
him, Joe. Tell him what happened. Tell him what happened.
and then he'll pay us after we all went home and he did the expenses, paid everything else, and then if there was any left, we collect. So I'm laying on the floor, and a little velicito flew out of the car and opened up. I could see the money flying
Oh my God.
in the rain, and people pulling over, picking it up. Well, you couldn't chase or follow anybody because I was on my back, laying. I couldn't get up and walk, and that was a gunner. No money. And we were right up in the
Yeah.
hospital. We were up in the hospital. I was, I think, about a month, and Albino probably the same, or a couple of weeks
Oh my
before I could
God.
Can you
walk.
imagine all those people, instead of helping you all out, they were getting the money?
Yeah, they're trying to catch the money at a
Raza.
dollar. I can't remember. The bilicito went open, and then the dollars flying,
Damn.
dollar bills flying, and people grabbing it and trying to see what they could get. What the heck? We're all beat up,
Yeah.
and we can't do
Yeah.
nothing about it. I couldn't get up. Albino's tied up in the
Nobody.
car. And your dad,
Yeah.
that
I
was
think Papi did end up in crutches también. I think
yeah, he was in
yeah,
crutches.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then after
Yeah.
that, well, that was the only source of income, so we had to continue playing. So I remember we used to open up for Los Únicos, Pabloso, Freddy, and all them bands. Y andaba yo, y con muleta, Albino andaba en la wheelchair. Y allá entre todos,
Wow.
bringing equipment, because back in the day, we didn't have no roadies. We did it all ourselves. Estamos cargando y setting up, trying to get, and sometimes guy would offer to use their gear, so that we won't have to be, because we're having trouble, porque andamos batallando con muletas, ya cargando equipo. So other bands,
Yeah.
hey, I thought, you just go ahead and use that stuff. So we do that. That was an experience that we. Todavía, ahora sí, ahora que estoy viejo, ahora sí me duele el pelvic bone.
Ah, yeah.
Back in the day, it was
You were
no
fine.
pain. Yeah, I was fine.
So
Now
yeah.
I
So
can
how old
feel-
were you at that time?
I
How old
don't
were you
know,
when that happened?
22,
You were
22,
kids.
20,
You were
22,
kids.
23. We were young, so we could take the beating.
Yeah.
So that's over
Yeah.
50 years ago.
Alex Real says, "How can I get a CD of the Nightlighters to play it here?" All right.
Oh.
So let's talk about the Nightlighters. After you left Los
What about the
Chicanos, what
Sheekanos?
happened?
We bought a school bus from Far High School. I don't know if you still how that one is, remember it. So me and
Was
your
it
dad,
the-
and we tore it apart, took all the seats, just left 4 seats in the front, and tore all the back. Did bunk beds on both sides, and then on the back storage for equipment. Y lo pintamos. Everybody got a spray can, y lo pintamos con los family. Nothing fancy, we just whatever, In the middle it had Sheekanos and stuff. That took us around a couple of times, but we pushed it too much, and we couldn't keep an engine going.
My dad asked about that. He asked if Gigi had pictures from the bus.
Who asked you?
that my dad wanted to know if there were any pictures, because he said, I remember a bus and they had nets hanging at the top of the ceiling, and he was describing how cool it was, this bus, right? And remember, Gigi, I messaged you and asked
Yeah.
you,
Like I don't even remember. We were little.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have
don't even have pictures of that. Now I wish I would have kept something or or taking
Yeah.
some of the pictures.
Man,
Pues,
But
that is
yeah.
so
Pues no.
smart.
that was a trip. It said Juan
Joe.
Alamo school bus, and we just
That is,
painted all over it, painted over there, painted the windows so nobody could, the sun wouldn't come in when we're sleeping or when we're in the
your
road.
own window.
Smart.
Chore would call that Mexican ingenuity, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
That's
is
what it was.
hilarious.
Joe, I remember una trailita, una U-Haul trailita que tenía pintado Speedy González in the back. Were you? Do you remember that?
I remember, but I remember seeing the pictures, but I don't remember. And maybe that's the one that was in the car when we saw,
Maybe.
maybe that's the one that fell apart when we had that accident in San Antonio.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ya no me acuerdo.
And,
Está
like I
muy
remember,
chiquito.
like sí, yo también. But I remember just like a dream that it was tenía Speedy
Speedy
González.
González, yeah.
Yeah,
On the back. That might
on
have
the
been
back.
might have been the one I tore up in that automobile accident.
Oh man.
Yeah, Beto Garza was saying that normally he would drive or Papi would drive, but that Beto Garza was out at that time or se fue con Mimi or something with his
Yeah.
wife, and that's why you were driving. Pero pues, and it was dangerous. It was dangerous.
And I did the night driving. No, Beto wasn't with us when we had that accident. He was with me, and they were coming back on their own car. But I was the night driver because everybody would fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I was pretty good at night driving. Hasta la fecha, todavía, like I said, I go and I come, I get home at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still driving because I was built for that, I guess.
Yeah.
Enjoy the night, less traffic and más fresco instead of fighting all the traffic during the day or, all that traffic. Y el solazo en chingas and all that stuff. So I used to enjoy driving at night.
Yeah.
I could see that. When you say things like solazo, I mean, we know how hot it
is. That's another thing I tell people. Well, why don't you wait, leave in the morning? I said, heck no, because me voy desvelado y luego el solazo en la cara, that's just going to put me to sleep. And that, to me, that was more dangerous. So I would rather drive at night cuando estaba más fresco, menos tráfico. Then we have to look out for the borrachos, stay away from the borrachos because you don't know what's going to happen.
No, you never know.
Good days, good times.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm happy over here in California.
You don't miss the heat from the valley? You don't miss 102, 106?
No, I don't. I love the weather over here in California.
Sheesh, I can only imagine. And then you have dances. You promote dances over there?
I promote dances. Yeah, I bring bands sometimes twice a year over in Modesto. I bring a band from Texas. Like I brought Shelly, Ladez, Rick Fuente, La 45, Chente, Johnny Hernandez, Conto Romo. Like this weekend, I brought the Homeboys.
Okay.
The Homeboys. I don't have any pictures. The kids are the ones that take all those pictures, because I'm always going
busy,
this way, going that way, trying to make sure everybody's ready to go. Actually babysitting. I don't have babysitting all the músicos, and so I don't take any of them pictures.
Yeah.
Eddie Olivo says saludos, amigo.
Órale,
Eddie Olivo, saludos over there in California también.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Tejano Legends Pioneers chapter over there in Riverside, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, I texted him about it last night, and I didn't hear back because it was late. Maybe today he'll call me or something.
Yeah, well, he's here saying saludos, so that Mr. Olguin called you. No, I'm kidding.
Call him
back.
Like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Me estaba acostando apenas 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
He thought he was calling to Texas.
Yeah.
No, so because in my brain right now, I'm not going to Google it, but how far apart are you guys, you and Mr. Olivo Modesto from?
About 8 hours. I think it's in San Diego area, out in the Southern California. We're about 8 hours
Riverside, right?
Riverside, okay, maybe 6 or 7 hours driving.
No.
Driving.
It's a distance.
Yeah.
If you fly, it's only an hour.
Yeah. Oh, he said he'll be watching. Sorry, I missed you. I'll be watching my today.
My phone.
My phone. Oh, yeah. Okay, there. My phone. Yeah.
I was wondering what that was. Hone, what's that?
It's
Is
either
that a new
home or
word?
phone.
Is that a
Yes.
new word we don't know?
Phone. Sorry. Thank you.
You know, there's some different Spanglish from different places that maybe we didn't catch.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he has such a great collection of everybody. You know, we can go on and find everything from, you know, you guys, Los Sheekanos, and he could
Los
art
casinos.
Los Casinos. He has things. Mr. Olivo has things that we don't have. You know, when I'm referencing something, I'm thinking, you know, he has it. He's offered. He said, like, if there's something we can't find.
Yesterday, I saw him opening the book, LP, Oscar Hernández y los Profesionales.
Oh.
Brand new.
How does he get all that? You know?
Oh, yeah, now that we're talking about LPs, I want to see if I can get Carlos Guzman's phone number, because I was going through my pictures last night and albums, and I have 3 albums that Carlos Guzman, brand new, never opened.
Oh,
I
wow.
got one of his, and one Roberto Pulido, Tony La Rosa, y los dos Gilberto. I bought them at a music store a couple of years back.
Wow.
They were going to do the same thing Falcon was going to do, throw them out the door. And then they put $1 on the albums, and I bought a whole bunch of them. So I want to see if I don't need them because I have doubles. So I want to see if Carlos is interested. If he wants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, for sure. Because my daughters were at this place that was renovated in McAllen on 23rd. It was called Bargain Bazaar. And now it's a really cool, like an indoor food truck kind of market place. And they have a record shop. And they bought one of my dad's albums for $40.
Really?
About a month ago, right? And my dad's like, why did you pay $40 for that? But my kids were like, it's your album. I want to keep one. So people sell, you know, the kids are not just because it's my dad, but like the age kids, they're almost, you know, in their mid-20s, they're appreciating what you guys did.
And good music.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, y'all are the creators, and, you know, we've said the pioneers of the sounds that you guys blended from that era. It's amazing to study it, and, or, you know, to the kids are appreciating it, you know, the songs of their grandparents and their you know, sometimes, you know, great grandparents, because it's just you know, like going back to your roots. And I love that. And it's kind of like what we're, you know, thank you for talking to us. Nobody can say it better than you, what it was like.
Because you lived it and you went through it. You can't have somebody understand it all unless you've been through it. You know, otherwise, nah, that didn't happen. Nah, that's not true. How do you?
It's true.
I hear sometimes I hear a song from Juan Guerrero on the radio, on the BeatNet radio, or one of those internet radio. And, oh wow, that's me. And my kid says, "How do you know that?" how do I know? There's only one me. That's only I know what I'm playing.
I know what I did.
I know the music.
Yeah, of course.
I know the music. Well, okay.
David Leo. Yeah, David Leo. And I'm sorry, before I continue, there is Alex said the Hano LPs, Alex Villarreal the Hano LPs are getting expensive also. He says the rareness of them. And then there's TDK del Mero Monte says, hi, Gigi. And Eddie says, not sure if this is a good time to ask, but any word on that song, Trompa Mortal?
It's Trampa Mortal. And I'm sure I checked up on it, Mr. Olivo.
¿De quién hizo esa canción?
You know, papi lo grabó. Es tu amor, una trampa mortal.
Did he compose it?
That's the good question.
Oh.
That's the good question. He's not around to ask anymore. I'd have to go through the files. I'd have to go through the files. And normally I try to ask him, you know, hey, TDK, yes, sir, El Mero Monte. I tried to ask him, you know, which ones are yours? Because Papi maybe would record 1 or 2 songs that were not his original songs, always.
On every LP, he put a song.
Yeah, every LP he put out 1 or 2 that were not his. Now, Trampa Mortal, he recorded around the time cuando estaba Eddie Olivo, You're Still On, es cuando estaba con Captain Dave.
Oh,
And yeah, so I don't know what it might have been, one of those off record labels like Unico or Fireball Records, one of those, pero sí lo grabó Papi. You know, Papi, what my dad would do is like, well, we need to get on the road. So he'd go record.
yeah.
We need a song on the radio. He always, let's get a song out. That way people know who we are so we can go. And he would always do that.
That's-
Mr. Mero Montes says here in the valley, saludos. Welcome to the unusually cold weather in the valley. But yeah, so when I get a chance, Mr. Olivo, I'll figure it out. And if anybody out there knows or has a copy of my dad recordings of Trampa Mortal, let us know, please, because well, that's become a little mystery. Yeah, but my dad recorded. I mean, he recorded with a lot of people. He recorded a lot of things, and yes, sir, Mr. Olivo, and I mean, it's been hectic to try to keep up with all his stuff.
He had
You
a lot
know,
of music.
he had a lot of music, and he left a lot of music behind.
Like,
Yeah.
they take you back to Que Más Quieres Corazón. He went to the studio. He said, we need one more song to finish our LP. Y ahí se agarró con la guitarra, right there at the studio. And we never played it, never rehearsed it or nothing. We rehearsed it maybe once or twice there in the studio, and we recorded it. And it really hit up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He just right there and then got it out.
Yeah, we
¿Qué más
worked it
quieres,
right
corazón?
there, and in the studio de volada salió. Le digo, ahí va, ya se llenó el álbum. That was the hit. That was the strongest, the best song out of the LP that everybody, like I said, Ramon Ayala
recognized. Yes.
A couple of people re-recorded it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I can't understand why it took him so long to record Ya Te Vi, because I played it. I was in the original, and I left it there to 75, and we were playing it, and he never recorded it, and it didn't come out to what, 1980?
80,
something like that.
84, 82 or 84.
Wow, yeah, and I'm thinking, wow, that's an old song that we used to play. But
really?
Never recorded. I don't know what, why.
I didn't know that either.
Maybe he didn't think that he was gonna do anything, but
he didn't.
Song took off too.
The title song on that album was actually Con Dinero No. Con Dinero no las de comprar.
Right.
Pero la que pegó crazy was Ya Te Vi.
Ya Te Vi. Even now, people are still singing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember when I first, yes, it's definitely a huge hit. Still one of the favorites de mucha gente.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first heard Elsa Garcia, I'm like, Papi, there's some woman singing your song. It's like, of course, I loved my dad's voice, and everything my dad did with his voice was beautiful to me. And I thought, but there's this woman singing your song, because she's kind of close.
Kind of close. It sounds different.
It sounds different. It sounds a little different.
Yeah.
And hombre, pues it hit so big. It was gigantic. It's all over the place. It still is. I remember
all over TikTok sometimes.
Yes, and I remember it's like, Papi, I went to this place, to this club, and they were doing karaoke, and Ya Te Vi's on karaoke. He's like, what? I'm like, people are karaokeing to Ya Te Vi. Now it's like a standard, but back then I was like, no, for real. Papi's like, really? It was unusual.
Yeah.
But so I didn't know he was playing it since the 70s. Right? Ramon Ayala, Signo. I mean, I can go on and on with who's recorded it. Yeah. But it was just, one of those things. I didn't think Papi, and I didn't know he was playing it since the 70s. Yeah, ves, that's how much he didn't think it was a.
I remember playing it. Entonces, cuando salió, dije, oh man, that's an old song. And then I looked at the album, it was 80 something. Wow, that took a long time to record Ya Te Vi, because I don't know, maybe he didn't think he was gonna do anything with it.
Maybe because it wasn't the title song. It wasn't. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
And that sounds very
Wow.
fitting for a woman or a man. Maybe that's why it could, girl can
Yeah.
sing it, a guy could sing it. It's kind of a universal.
Yeah.
And you know what? He wrote it, ya te vi que vienes tomada. Otra vez
Mhm.
vienes de noche o de madrugada.
Mhm.
Of course, they turned it to a
They
woman
they
song.
they changed
But
a little bit. They changed some of
yeah,
the
they
wording.
changed it. It still works.
Yeah.
And, pero, Papi wrote La Contestación to Ya te vi before he passed. And I have it.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
hmm Eddie Olivo says this is a good example of why artists need to make sure they put those songs they wrote. Wrote the songs they recorded. I get that request for Ya
Oh, they also refer to Elsa Garcia.
Elsa's song.
They think it's her song.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's funny because Elsa Garcia, I've never really heard her like kind of say thank you, Juan Guerrero.
Oh.
It wasn't. She's starting out again. She's going out on tour again,
Mhm.
and I went into her fan page, and guess what? It blows up with. It opens up with.
Without Ya te vi. But then your dad, wasn't he getting royalties from that? Through recordings? I thought he was.
Yeah, he wrote it. Let's see. Davey Villa says, Oye, Michelle, préstame tus botitas. I need to hear that one. For those of you, yes, you remember that one, Joe?
It's on that album.
Papi and I could never talk about that song because Papi was,
I
not
can't
just
talk
because
about
he
it.
was
I
my
know the
dad,
story
Joe.
behind it.
Not just, look, there's some things we just couldn't talk about. That was one of the songs we couldn't talk about. And Papi and I talked about everything under the sun. That was one of those songs that Papi would not talk about. Anybody interested in wanting to, and Papi was innovative. You want to talk about people, the rappers nowadays, going into voodoo subjects. Papi was doing it in the 70s.
That song
Diosito.
has
Well,
a story
Joe, you
behind it.
tell us about that song then.
I can't tell you because it's a rated R.
No, yeah,
Oh.
it is. Yeah, if you listen to it, everybody, if you go on YouTube, Los Chicanos, SHEEKANOS, Las Botitas de Michelle, Las Botitas de Michelle, Las Botitas de Michelle. You will understand how we cannot talk about it. Robert Vasquez.
Thing I'm gonna do as soon as we get off, I'm gonna
Saludos y bendiciones, joven y jovencita. Saludos, Mr. Vasquez.
Saludos, Vasquez, Robert.
Yeah, so yeah, that was one of the songs, and it was one of his bigger hits también in the time when you all were touring.
Yeah,
it was a yeah, because it was bien movida la canción. But if you paid attention to the words, you're like, what?
That's why you didn't want to talk to you about it.
I could never talk to Papi about that one. Lord, Diosito Santo.
We did. Him and I, we did.
But amongst you guys, you could.
We talked about that, how there's some things you can't tell us, and that's okay. But
yeah, we need another like somebody recommended that we do a Giras y Desveladas rated R, like the
you know what,
rated R.
There's some things I don't want to know.
I know. Honestly,
we don't want
honestly, no, we don't want to go there. And just like somebody suggested that we do a wives version of the Giras y Desveladas. Oh no, let's not open those kind of worms. Let's keep it nice. Let's keep it nice and civil.
And professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just enjoy the dynamic that we have.
Yes, the Giras y Desveladas. Now, the other song that Papi had that was controversial, and I'll tell you this one because it's kind of, well, it's still, oh my God.
From Mexico.
No, not that way. No, Papi wrote this song. Es que el amor no sabe de las edades. Dime si me quieres. Quiero ser primero. Quiero ser primero en tu vida. Quiero ser yo el primero. Look it up, Los Sheekanos, YouTube, it's there. And I'll just start with this. And like I said, Papi sneaked in a lot of stuff that, I mean, he had ideas back then, and he sneaked in a lot of stuff that was crazy. And it wasn't crazy like crazy like, oh my goodness. The next verse is, tienes 14 años, yo 21, y es por eso que tus padres Tararararara, y es que el amor no sabe de las edades. When I got older and I heard that, I was like, Father. He's like, what? He's like, I was young. I was young. He was young. Yeah. I was like, he was young. He's like, I was young, mija. I didn't have you guys. Alma Linda Chavez says, Gigi La Chicana, I asked him one time about Michelle and he said, one day I'll tell you. LOL. I told him I was 4 or 5 years old and singing that song and I always wanted to know what it meant. I never got an answer, LOL. Qué lindo él. No, era muy respetuoso mi padre. Era muy respetuoso. Nunca íbamos a hablar de esa canción. Nunca. Y'all look it up, Botitas de Michelle, and you'll be like, holy.
Yeah.
So he was innovative with his music, with his talent, with his lyrics. He sneaked in stuff in there. And if you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. Yeah. But if you caught it, you're like, ah.
And some of it had to be personal with his life.
Pues sí. Yeah.
Well, most of the songs I would think had to do with his personal life. You know, some of the stuff that happened to him, through him, or in his or in his time, as a child or as an adult or teenager, all that stuff.
So, what do you think, Mr. Joe? And of all the things you played and all the things you learned in your days, what were your favorite songs to play?
Back then or now?
Back then, when you were younger.
I used to like Rayé tu nombre, Sufre sin llorar. Rayé tu nombre, you know what that meant too? That was kind of half too. That one said he was going to school and he's so in love with this girl. And, you know, back in the day, you make little notes or put it in the back of your book and stuff. So he would write it in the blackboard. Rayé tu nombre, like saying, Gigi, I love you, or stuff like that. Like, Lori, put on that's what that song's saying. Rayé tu nombre en las paredes de mi casa.
Rayé tu nombre en las paredes de mi casa. También lo hice en el árbol de la esquina.
That is cute.
Yes.
And the tree, on the tree.
Everywhere. Rayé tu nombre.
That's what that song's saying.
Now he got called out on that because he used the word rayé, which is really Spanglish. It's not really a word. Yeah, and that people would tell him, debes escribí tu nombre.
But he wouldn't blend with the song.
No, it was rayé. Yeah. And other Mexican people, bands from Mexico that recorded it, no, they put it rayé tu nombre also. Rayé. Because it's Spanglish. It's our local dialect. It's how we talk.
It's a valid thing. It's a valid thing.
En los libros de mi estudio. In his books in school, he would write whatever name that girl was.
Bien juntitos el nombre.
Inspiration that he created.
Was that a big hit? I'm sure it was.
It was. That was a big request. We sold a lot of LPs out there when we go to Florida because of that song.
Mary Lou says, Papi would say that he wrote his and mom's initials on a tree in California. Cuando fueron para allá una vez, we went.
Huh? Morgan Hill. One time when we came over here.
You see? Oh.
In Gilroy, actually. It was in Gilroy, the hotel. There was a big old tree. And cuando llegaron, I was already here waiting for them when we came in tour. Since I had family in California, I would leave like Sunday and be here a couple of days before the next weekend show. And I went and met him in Gilroy. Hey, aquí estamos ya. And he brought all of you guys.
Yes, I remember that trip.
Yeah.
I remember that trip.
And there was a big old tree right there at the hotel where you guys arrived. I don't know if that's where he wrote the heart or whatever, but that tree I think had something to do with
And then the other one, and the other song you said, which was the title album,
Sufre sin llorar.
Sufre, sufre sin llorar, o llora, llora sin cesar.
Those are my favorites.
Yeah, and I had trouble. I had technical difficulties trying to get that. The only song I was able to record and put on here was that one, the Caras. But I recorded that one. I tried to put it on here. I had trouble putting it on. I couldn't do it. Pero esas canciones, those were the songs that we would listen to when we were kids.
Do you have the albums, the LPs? Do you have them?
I don't. I just go by what I maybe at one time I did, because I recorded some,
Like
and that's some of the YouTubes that I have on there are from when I had access to them. But you have it, Joe.
yeah, I got a little rip from.
Oh my God.
So I took that. I
It's
took the
it's
picture.
from the 70s. It's from the
Mm.
70s.
And here's the.
I think we're gonna have to follow up with a little show like that, Gigi. Visit the people's collections. Everyone has their own little collection, and I love that.
Oh
Like
wow.
está reunido
What
de
was that?
aquí.
See, see,
But I
see,
still have
see.
the album's still in there.
Let's see. Joe Diaz says hola. Eddie Olivo says it's on the north from us. Joe Diaz says Gilroy's on Highway 101, north of Salinas.
Yeah, I
Eddie
remember
Olivo
Joe
says
Diaz.
next time I go up north, I'll try to remember to take a pic of the tree and send it. Oh. And Eddie says, okay, I remember seeing that town. Norma Salazar says hello. Yes.
Is that the one you
That's
said
my childhood.
y'all took by the Salvation Army?
Yeah. No.
No.
The other one that I just
And
showed.
Papi liked to take unusual photos. Vamos a decir eso, porque en ese tiempo, that's a Ya Te Vi album. It was called Far Out, and it was Far Out. Norma Salazar says hello from Holland, Michigan. I know they played there a lot, so hello. Now Papi liked to take album covers, pictures in unusual places because a lot at that time, as you can see with your dad, andaban vestidos with tailored outfits and stuff like that. So what would my dad do? The first album he did with los Sheekanos, con pecheras in front of haystacks, and people love that. And then right there, that was in front of an old school, ¿verdad, Joe?
This one, it's going toward Hidalgo. Going to the Hidalgo. I don't think it was an old school. It was a building that was already falling apart.
It's a bus stop. Somebody showed us that picture before. Somebody said it was at a bus stop on 23rd going south.
Yeah, going toward Hidalgo.
Where the mall is now.
Yeah, look at that.
I think it's still there.
Really?
It might still
I would love to go check it out. Talk about those outfits, Joe.
Oh, yeah. We used to go to Chicago, and we had all our suits because obviously they were cheaper over there, and they built 4 or 5, and we get a better deal. We get a better deal going out there to Chicago. Every time we got a chance to go out there, we go to this tailor, and he would make a suit for us.
Wow. I love the mesquites in the back.
It's all gone. Mira, ya no hay.
There's still some.
Ni la barba.
Carlos Campos and Marianne. Hola from Stockton, Califas. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining in.
Marianne.
¿Qué más? I was talking about a ver. Yeah.
The outfit, the costume. I had a couple of others that I had taken with with those outfit that we had them tailor made in Chicago.
Yeah. And that's with Lalo Vázquez. Ya no estaba Albino, ahora estaba Papi, Joe Olguin, Beto Garza, and Lalo Vázquez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one time we went, had our suits built, then they would send them to us. And we're all happy. Yeah, we got new. Vamos a comer. And we had all the equipment in the van. And we went to a restaurant to eat. I can't even remember what part of Chicago it was. So we came back and the doors were wide open. I can't even tell you how we felt that they broke into our. They didn't take. Obviously, they couldn't take all the gear. I don't know what we were missing. How much stuff. Hey, your dad was so freaking pissed. Your dad always carried a pocket knife. Hijo de la chingada.
He always gave us pocket knives. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah, we didn't know who did it. Somebody just broke into the van.
Qué mala chicharras.
And I think that was the only time that we really got to lose any gear. Other than that, all the traveling, we never got broken into or anything like that, except that one time in Chicago. But we were happy because we had new suits. Yeah, well, like I said, we had those green ones, and
Joe,
this
Papi would
and
talk about the.
there's some red ones.
Ah, yeah.
We had those built
Ándale.
made over there in Chicago.
Those are nice. Those are
Papi would talk about the pyrotechnics. I don't know if he was using it at the time with when you were with them. Okay, he would just get gunpowder and put it on the edges of the and light up the gunpowder to make a show, to make a light show.
Oh,
Were you
yeah.
there? Nah, it was after you.
I was there
Okay.
when we had floodlights. We used floodlights as state lights, and me and your puppy built them at your house right there in Francisco.
Yeah.
And we just bought all the electrical switches, and we made the boxes, about this big and about 4 feet tall, where we could put the switches, and then we could put floodlights. And we built two, one for each side of the stage, and then we had the wiring coming all the way, and then we built a box so we could have on and off switches, and I would control.
And the colored gels, no?
Yeah, no, we didn't have gels.
No?
The light bulbs were already colored.
Oh,
We bought the floodlights that were red, blues, and green, and yellow. I think back in the day they had floodlights. We didn't have gels.
wow, colored floodlights. Wow.
We had all the wires, and I would control them when I wasn't heading with my hi hats. I could switch the lights, switch the buttons.
So you were the drummer and the light man.
Yeah, and me and your dad put them together. We built them, and then hey, they worked for us back then.
Wow.
Yeah. And your dad says, nomás que no te falla el tiempo. Dice, cuando le estás cambiando las luces, make sure you concentrate on your timing of the song or whatever. Don't we get all distracted, concentrated on the lights on.
Papi, Mary Lou says, love all the memories you have, Joe. Now, Papi was a perfectionist when it came to his music.
Yes.
I know, because we were his musicians, the last musicians he had. I mean, if you didn't get it right, we were gonna get it right. Is that what you remember?
I'm happy for you guys. You did a lot of work, a lot of good work with your dad.
Yeah.
This is receiving that induction into the Tejano Hall of Fame.
There's that auditorium I told you, Lori. It was at an auditorium. That's where you,
that
in
was
2002.
at a high school.
Yes.
Auditorium High School in Ellis.
Yes.
That's when we took those pictures from the induction on the Roots Tejano Hall of Fame.
We never got the grava.
That is cool that you have all those pics.
Yeah, I had a couple.
I don't even have that. We never got the video because they videotaped that event. ¿Te acuerdas, Joe? They videotaped it. But we never got the video. No, I don't know what happened.
I had a couple of little ones here I was going to show you, but I must have not brought them in.
Well, I think it's so cool that you're bringing in people all the way from Texas to where you are. Do you have those dances? Do they get packed? People
we got really good turnout. Yeah, we don't make money, but we don't lose money. And it's good because if you don't lose money, then obviously you can do it again. Mm-hmm. If you start losing money, it's like, oh man, I can't be doing this all the time.
Okay, I don't know why, but I'm sorry. Alma Linda Chavez, she couldn't get on, I guess, on the show, but she sent me a messenger. I was 67, so I listened to their music because my older brothers and sisters were fans. Mira, estos para ti y todos los chicanos, la familia.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so if you can't get on, then go ahead and message me on Messenger, and I'll get your message through. Okay, sorry, Joe, about that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, so after you left Los Chicanos, ¿qué pasó, Joe?
I came back to San Jose, California, because I already lived a couple of years there. But after the Army, I was there a couple of months, then before I joined Juan Guerrero. Came back, and then there was this band that I had already known that they asked me to play, and I go listen to them. I don't want to be mean or anything, but I go and listen. Call me back. I was pretty particular, because I was fresh coming out of Texas. I knew what I wanted to do. I know what I was doing. Les faltaba. And then finally, I went again. I said, okay, we'll do it, but this is what I want to do. Otherwise, I don't. I don't want to play the California music and that, Santana or the Malo, none of that, because that wasn't me. I was Tejano. I want to play Tejano music. Okay. Well, in that case, you want to take over the band? You want to be in charge? And I said, well, it's not my name. I can't just, take over. Well, nobody wants to do it, but we want to play your music. That was 34 years ago. So I took over the music and I started, and because I had to drive like 2 hours, because like I said, over here in Sacramento, it's not too much of a market. You go down south like Fresno, Bakersfield, San Jose, Salinas, there's more Tejano market over there. So I would be the one traveling. So yeah, and the leader of the band, he said, well, okay, you take over and we can use that name. Okay. So I took over and I started, managing, carrying the gear, keeping the equipment and buying equipment and getting the dances or the events or the booking the band. And yeah, I've been doing it, like I said, since 1990. Because I was in San Jose, I was just playing with other local bands, bar bands, there wasn't that many big bands, but this guys in particular, they were ready. They were ready to go. They just needed somebody to
Push them
over the line.
over the
And
edge.
we've been really busy. We're doing twice, 2 or 3 times a month before the pandemic hit us. When the pandemic slowed everything down, it started to close the salones, the clubs and bars, so there was not much going on. So now, we're still doing it, but we're doing like maybe once a month, maybe twice, it depends. We're not playing that much. So just before we go on and do our show, then we try to get together, for a night or two and kind of go over the music and, okay, what did we miss last time? What can we fix? We can get better, or let's do this song so that people don't get bored of us listening to the same thing.
Same songs.
Yeah.
So compare
how hard it would be to go backwards when you've played with who you've played with and who you started with, and how phenomenal you guys were, and then to start with someone who's not quite there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that felt.
But that was a big load, because when I did with the Sheekanos, it was Juan. Juan had all the ideas. He had this is what I want to do. And I spent a lot of time with him, so I kind of gravitated to that, and this is what I did, because this is the way he wanted to present the music. Coming over here, then it's like starting all over, because I understood what I was doing back then, opposed to what was being done here. You got a lot of good groups here in California, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good groups that play good Tejano music. But this particular band at that time wasn't at the level that I wanted.
We're used to.
Yeah, exactly. The level, there you playing freaking Los Cuatro, and you play Castillo, Junicos, and Carlos, and all those bands, and you're like, man, this is what I want to do. This is good. So now I'm very proud of the músicos that I have, because we've been together for a long time. Aquino, the bands don't break up as easy over here or as often as they do in Texas, because there's not too many. I can't fire a guitar player and say, oh, I'm gonna go get what's his name, because he's not out there like in Texas.
There's a lot of talent here, especially in the valley.
Exactly. And over here it's good talent, but there's not a lot of us. So you make up and try to become friends. We're all family musicians, and I got good musicals, good people, good singer, good keyboard player, accordion, and guitar. And of course, the drummer is the best. So.
He used to play with Los Sheekanos. Hello.
Well, I just also did some work over there when we were working with Falcon, and we weren't busy. I also sit in with Wally Gonzalez. So they would call, hey, primo, no está ocupado. But I call Juan, like, hey, Juan wasn't doing anything. And I also toured with Fanfare Falcon with Los Alegres de Terán. I mean, back in the day, people say, "It was those guys?" That's a long time ago. I said, "I know. I'm an old timer. I'm an old timer. I just went out and sit in, and I was at the studio with Mark, Nano's brother. We were at the studio, and we help out, and people that came in and didn't bring a drummer or didn't bring anything. We also did that. Me and Mark and I did the studio musicians for some time because we were young and single, so we were nothing to keep us at home. The music was
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Westbrook. Hi, Paul. He
Hey,
says, "Hey,
Paul, how you
Joe,
doing,
you're
buddy?
looking good. You're looking good, brother."
Thank you. Good to hear from you.
Saludos.
Paul.
Mhm.
Does he hear us when we talk back to him?
Yeah, he's watching. And actually, Paul, I wanted to ask you, I think in one of the songs, maybe Joe, you played in it, que tocó Sergio Muñoz, the trumpet.
Oh, yeah. Just the ending. What song was it? I think it was that got us or something.
Cada vez que te veo, yo te quiero más, será por tus ojos, o será por tu pelo, o será porque eres tú. Porque eres tú. Porque eres tú. Look it up, guys, on YouTube. Porque eres tú.
Juan asked, what do you think? Should we try this? We can call Sergio. Sergio, I know Sergio because we went to school in La Jolla together. They called Sergio, and he did that part at the end. And they hit, and that was it.
Wow.
Sergio Muñoz, and he went on to become, what was he, state representative? Or was he senator? Ya no me acuerdo. But yeah, he just recently passed.
Los Incas, too. Los Incas from La Jolla. Yeah, he passed away, right?
There's so much that comes out of La Jolla that's crazy, and it comes out so early. And you guys, like you're in California now, and when you have your new band that you work with, or the bands that you continue to work with, you're carrying all those influences with you, and you're keeping all of that alive and relevant, and even all the way to California. That's pretty awesome.
It's still me. I'm humble and try to be friends with everybody, and I help a lot. All that gear, all that equipment, I don't ever tell, oh, you pick that up. Oh, I don't boss anybody around. I just tell everybody, be here to do the show. At least an hour or something. Don't be here 5 minutes before. And I carry all the stuff up. I'll carry it back in the trailer, and I'll bring it home. I'll park it in the back trailer, in the backyard. And my wife says, are you ever going to sell that equipment? I said, well, I don't know, because my son just went out and bought more equipment, like I was telling you earlier. Now you can't sell that because it's only maybe a year old. And my son said, well, I want to help you, Dad. I'll do it. I said, oh, okay. So, you can't sell it because now it's not mine. It's his.
Oh, no. So do you feel like because you started out when it was more challenging and difficult and there was more of a struggle, do you feel like that's why it's easier for you to make it easier for those around you?
Yeah, maybe so, because you start young, you learn not to sit around and let the other person do it. You have to hustle. If you want it to work and make it happen, you have to do it yourself. Like I said, we didn't have no roadies. And I did all the work, setting up and dial it in, doing all carrying speakers. So I guess that goes with you as the years go on, and it rubs off and it just stays with you. And that's the way I am. I'm not the kind of person that drives the trailer and let somebody else get it ready. I'll set it all up, and my son will dial it in because I don't know what all those buttons do. So you push it. And like this right now, I'm on the laptop because he set up all this gear for me. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I told him, well, I'll help you.
Our kids do that. We do that for my dad. Sometimes my kids do that for me still.
Yeah, because they're all so far advanced on that technology, I don't understand it.
It's gone way past. Going into that, what is the big difference between gigging now as opposed to gigging in the 70s? Did you experience any racism, Joe, cuando andaban allá en las?
No.
Not really?
We never did. We never did, because mostly all the people that came were Tejanos, or because they wanted to listen to the music, not because they were forced to be there. So I don't know. We never did experience.
Oh, nice.
Never.
Nice.
Even now, now we don't experience.
That's good.
Because it's a special what's the word I'm gonna say?
Community.
Yeah, it's by the Tejano community. You know, we all go out there, have a good time, and dance. We don't go out there to fight, get drunk, and stir up trouble. You know, we go out there to have a good time. Everybody goes home happy. Like
Sounds good.
last week we had like 300 people, and it was a blast. You know, the music was a blast. Everybody danced. Everybody went home happy. There was no violence or none of that. Like you
Did
said,
you get to see violence with los Chicanos?
Did I get violent?
Did you get to see any violence? Papi talked about it a few times.
Well, one time that I remember, we were at a restaurant eating at a restaurant. I can't remember where it was. It was there in Texas, and one of the guys. I'm going to tell you one of the guys. This couple was walking back. They had ready to go out, and we're just sitting there, and it was his wife or his woman or whatever, and somebody just kept following. And the guy stopped, and he said, "¿Te gusta lo que miras, pendejo?" You dad got up. Remember I was telling you, he always picked the knife? He got off that dining table where we eating, and he opened that blade.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the closest time that I saw your dad, you know, I mean, really fired up. Because that guy was talking to us. He said, "Te gusta lo que mire, pendejos." One of the guys was looking at his lady. And your dad got up with a freaking blade.
Oh, yeah.
Que pedo, cabrón, or something like that. Que pedo, or something like that. And the guy and his wife, he grabbed his lady and they just walked off.
See, my dad was the sweetest person. My dad, para nosotros, era un pan de Dios.
But he didn't take no crap.
But no, he didn't. No, he didn't. And as talking about knives, that's what he would gift us every year. Pocket knives. That was his thing. He loved knives and swords, so he never gave me a sword, but he would give us knives.
He always carry a big old pocket knife.
Well, you know, that makes me laugh though, because there's always a stereotype of Mexicans and knives, you know, and there it is. I always had a little pocket knife because I didn't want to ask anyone to borrow theirs for any reason. I'm like, borrowing anything from a dude, I'll just carry my own knife. So yeah, Mexicans and knives, stereotype.
But yeah, yep. So it works. It works.
Yeah.
I remember one knife that he gave me looked like a necklace, like a leaf, and it looks like a leaf necklace, but it was a knife. It was, you open it up and it's a big old knife. Yeah.
Only use it when you need it.
Yes, yes. He always said, don't make trouble, pero no te dejes tampoco.
Yeah.
Don't make trouble, pero no te dejes. Yeah.
He didn't take no crap for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the promoter would try to tell him, "Hey, pues no te puedo pagar porque no hubo gente o no entró feria." You know, you hear that stories on all the músicos. The promoter always saying, "No hubo feria, no completé, no te puedo pagar." Or te mando un cheque después.
Oh no, Janta, got paid in burgers sometimes. Some promoter in the valley got paid in burgers. And if he liked you, he'd say, "You get a double meat."
Te pagan con hamburgers. And we never got into we never got into the drug scene either. Your dad hated drugs.
Yeah.
No, ando chingaderas, no. Así no jalan, así no jalamos.
Oh yeah, he was his own campaign against say no to drugs.
Yeah, it's pretty strict with that. You know, we didn't do no drugs or nothing.
Yeah,
we smoked cigarettes and
and beer.
And beer, yeah. Drank a lot of beer.
That's
a lot of beer.
Yeah.
But that was about it.
Good times.
Well, this is so crazy that you knew. Like, I've loved your stories. You know, we really, like we've mentioned, coming from
Look who's on.
Like, Carlos, dile que tengo. Excuse me, Lord.
Hi, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. I want to send you, look at this. I want to send you some pictures. Send me your phone number. I'm going to send you some pictures. I have 3 albums that belong to you. Brand new, never been opened. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, he's
there. He's there. He's still there.
His comment went away. But
there's a comment that he had. Yeah. Good morning.
It's
A
good
la
morning.
1:30. No, pues sí, todavía tengo mi
Good morning
café.
for me, ya está aquí todavía, no es mediodía.
I know. I still have. Yeah, it's getting. No, we've been on for an hour and 24 minutes.
We've been
Yeah, I
on
don't
for a
know.
while.
It
Pero
was
bien
like,
interesante.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that, Carlos.
Wow.
Mira. Super Jets. He goes, Super Jets. Mira.
Never been opened.
Wow.
Hey, you need to
Cerrados.
let us know when you find dollar
Look at
LPs like that.
Look at the
That's
price. Where's the price?
What the-
Over here.
yeah, and that's
How much is it?
$1.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you get lucky and you find those things because down here, like I said, we paid
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah,
dog
yeah,
paid
there it
$30
is.
for one just a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of Papi's songs is on eBay for $30. One of his 45s is for $30. And back then, como all the stuff that Falcon Records said when Carlos Guzman says, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the market is here. for
$50
that.
each, Carlos.
He'll give you a book in exchange, ¿verdad, Carlos? Shout out to Carlos Guzman, says Norma.
Nuevecitos,
And he
mira.
says, I have that one. Wow.
Pero no, tú, mira, están cerrados todavía.
Sealed.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's worth a lot of money now.
Yeah.
A lot of collectors.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that look for that. Like I said, this little market.
Never been open.
Yeah.
That
is so cool.
Yeah. And it's because we're coming back. And that's another reason, Joe, that we're doing this show, because we really want to let the new generation, the new guys out there, to know what you all went through and what you all were doing to build that foundation de lo que se está haciendo ahorita, de lo que se está escuchando ahorita. And you guys were it.
And one thing I want to say is that you should save it. Save all your music, videos, because your grandkids are going to want to see it 30, 40 years from now. Just like my stuff. My kids get all involved into it. Oh, you got any more stuff? Like, that's all I have. You know, I didn't have any videos. I don't keep anything, you know, a lot of pictures.
Oh, when you all came up, salían en Fanfuria Falcón, salían con Aquí Rogelio. Did you get to come out Aquí Rogelio? And I know you came out on the TV shows. I mean, we would watch it.
I have a, what do you call it? From Fanfarria Falcón. Like a book, and it's got pictures, and he talks about Nalo Ramirez, and he talks about Carlos and Fabuloso, then he talks about your dad. I didn't pull it out, but I have it found.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
There's a picture of us sitting right there at the TV station.
Really? I didn't even know that existed. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. I'll see if I can pull it out and find it. And
Me lo mandas.
Eventually, I need to do something with it, like Carlos records, because I'm getting old, and if once I'm gone, what's going to happen? Well, I'd rather have somebody that, like Carlos' kids or whatever, you know, if they want to cherish this and keep this, hey, they're welcome to it, because you know,
what you can do,
they're sitting in my garage, and I have duplicates, and I have duplicates for that.
Wow.
What I have suggested to other legends is that you take a picture with your phone and then upload it to our page, Giras y Desveladas. You can put all your stuff there.
Okay.
Because you know, these are the memories that we want everybody to know. I mean, once y'all are gone, ¿quién se va a acordar? ¿A quién le vamos a preguntar?
Exactly. That's what I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, there's questions and there's subjects that I want to talk to your dad about. And, well, obviously I can't do that anymore. So who do I ask? Or like I ask, hey, remember
who
this?
Would know?
Or remember that?
Yeah.
Or remember when we went over there? Remember when we go Reynosa and go drinking? And
I know. Le digo a Lori, I remember sometimes Papi would get home y tenía ganas de cabrito y a las 2, 3 de la mañana andamos en Reynosa comiendo cabrito porque that's what Papi wanted, you know.
O sea, llegábamos, we go to your house first and And your mom would get up and start making tortillas for both of us, for him and
What
I.
did I tell you?
Wow.
What did I tell you, Lori?
At 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, ahora que
Yeah,
Juan,
I know.
ay, traigo hambre, Consuelo. Ok, te levanto. Y le dije, okay, I gotta go. Juan dijo, no, espérate a comer. So she'd get up and make
Wow.
carnita guisada or arroz, frijoles at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's what Papi loved.
Tortillas calientitas.
Oh, yeah, Mom makes good tortillas. Mhm.
See, but in just speaking with you and Chore and my dad and Mike and the people we've had the privilege of speaking to, I'll say it again, hearing it from you guys is more important, and it makes it more valuable, because you guys are a part of history. And like you said, maybe y'all don't realize how talented, you all created the sound that people later tried to recreate, or you influenced so many others after you. That's why you're legends and you're pioneers, and you're so humble. And we've said this to people before, you guys don't go tell other people outside of your circle.
Right.
We've been fortunate and blessed to hear it our lives. These stories or bits of them are the ones that are not rated R, but that's why having you with us, and people like you, and the stories that y'all tell are similar, like you tell your point of view of one thing, and then, my dad can say, oh, I remember that bus, or whatever it might be, and I appreciate that you share that with us. There's a lot of museums, there's one in they're making a Conjunto museum. They made one, but in Westlaco, there's another one they're making in Roger Hernandez and there's a committee making a museum in what is it called? Seguin.
Okay.
These kinds of stories, like and your albums and things like that, those are all collectibles that they should be remembered and they should be in a museum. So this is a start. You're literally giving us an oral history.
You guys are doing a good job with this.
And
what I was all nervous. I said, man, I don't know how to talk in that mic. I like attention, but I don't like being the center of attention.
Man, I like to listen, and I like to. No hago caso, but I like to listen.
Yeah,
Eddie Olivo says
a lot of the stories that I'm telling you, I'm not making them up because Gina can relate to some of them.
Of course.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Eddie Olivo says, absolutely, Lori. It's so much more interesting to hear it from the people who experienced it than a story from someone who heard it from a friend.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's exactly what I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Norma Salazar says, thank you for being the pioneer for new artists.
That I experienced, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to remember. I still don't remember everything. I remember a lot of stories. I remember breaking down in the bus and the cars and walking for miles and that stuff. I remember hanging around some of the stuff Juan and I did together.
¿Sabes que se acuerda bastante? Beto Garza remembers a lot of stuff. Beto Garza
was closer probably to your dad before I came.
Oh, yeah, that's why. That's why he can't.
Together. Beto and your dad kind of grew up together. He remembers more stories before me. And Beto was one.
That's why he can't come on. I asked him to come on with you while you were on here, and he said he couldn't. He can't talk about Papi yet. So that's how much.
Yeah, that's.
Carlos Guzman says, saludos, Eddie Olivo. Saludos to everybody. And thank you for everybody tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. As you all know, Lori Jean es la hija de Cecilio Garza. Yo soy la hija de Juan Guerrero. And we got stories from our families, from
when we were growing up and things we hear from you all.
And family when we were growing up. Yeah. And it's people don't know the backstories. People don't know about the tortillas and frijoles a las 3 de la mañana. People don't know that,
My mom is watching, so I have to say this.
The Church's fried chicken.
Oh, Church's.
Yeah.
I was just talking about Church's.
Papi loved the gizzards.
I have to say, my mom, I love, she was with my dad they've been married 50 years.
How many?
50.
50?
Wow,
So, but
congratulations.
my mama didn't make the tortillas. My dad's the cook. So
Oh,
when you say, and you, Joe, when you say Gigi's mom got up and made tortillas, my mom is a great cook now. But
yeah.
the tortillas, that sounds good right now. I haven't eaten today. I might go get some tortillas somewhere.
I know. I've just had my coffee.
Mm.
Yes, sir,
Good
Mr.
for
Carlos.
you.
I'll get you. So let's see. Carlos Guzman says get his number so I can get in touch with him for the albums. Yes, sir, Mr. And you're next, Mr. Carlos Guzman.
And I'll see him in Vegas.
Ah, there we go.
We'll see
We
him in
still have.
Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Wow. Jenny Canales says I went to all the dances of Carlos Guzman y Paulino Bernal.
Nice.
Carlos says I'll give him a book in exchange. He does. He has a book.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll
That
work.
works for me.
See,
But
and anybody out there,
yeah.
Carlos Guzman has a book, and it's a really good book, very interesting about all the things that he's accomplished. Que bueno, and you're gonna come on and tell us all about it, right, Mr. Carlos Guzman?
I remember.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I started it too, because we were picking cotton and I hated it. I think all of us pick cotton, they hate it. Well, I used to listen to Carlos Guzman, Los Cuatro, back in 64, 65. Gilberto Perez, Bella, and Ricardo Guzman, Freddie Gonzalez. I said, man, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I joined the school band, and I tried to play other instruments because they didn't have what I wanted to do. And, I sucked at all of them. I don't want to do that. And I was ready to give up. And Mr. Director, I think it was Mr. Bueno, said, well, try the drums. Maybe you'd want to get into that. Oh, okay. So he gave me the music, and then going through the page and doing it. I said, okay, that's how I started. And then me and Lenny, we were in La Jolla school. That's when he said, hey, well, let's put a band together. You can play drums, my brothers, and David Leo. And all of us, we could put the band together. So we did that. Lenny Salinas, Lucky Six. And we got to play for Joe Vera. Joe Vera used to make those dances in West Laco. I don't know, probably way before you guys' time.
No, but it's cool that you're telling us because other people, like my dad's mentioned them too.
Yeah. Joe Vera used to make those dances in West Laco, West Laco, someone. And yeah, those interesting times. So I didn't want to pick cotton anymore. I didn't want to do all that stuff forever.
Yes, because if you knew my grandpa, since my grandpa was your godfather, then he probably was the same with you all as he was with my dad. It was either go to school or pick cotton. Yeah. Like if you were sick and you stayed home,
work the fields,
and you went to work.
We didn't like getting up early to go to school, but it was worth getting up earlier to go pick cotton because we had to get up earlier to get it while it was wet. My dad would say, "Well, está mojado y pesa más y es más dinero." 13, 14 years old. We didn't want to get up and do that.
For sure. That's why my grandpa would wake up at like 3 a.m. always, even when I was, in high school. He would visit us. He would still wake up. He'd be drinking coffee somewhere down the road at 4 a.m, wherever.
There was Robert Vasquez. Lenny did pass away, right? If I remember correctly. Oh, no.
Did Lenny Salinas pass away? I wouldn't know. Would you know?
I'm not sure, Lori.
We don't know.
You know? I know
if anybody out there knows.
Fidencio, his brother passed away. Agustin. His brother played guitar. He passed away. But I'm not sure, Lenny. I'm not sure. Maybe your dad would know, Lori.
I'm asking him right now. I don't know if he's still on.
Janie Canales says, thank you for supporting my brother Johnny Canales' show. So Janie Canales is sister to Johnny Canales. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, and I know my dad was on the Johnny Canales show with Los Sheekanos several times. I wish I could. I don't know where the vaults are of the old shows. If we could take those out, we'd love to show them here. I mean, that would be awesome for all our Tejano legends that we interview. Yes. So thank you for tuning in, Miss Canales. I appreciate that.
That's something to work on for the next
one. Definitely. Yes.
For a short time, you guys are doing a great job.
We've been getting so many compliments.
I didn't know what
We've had our glitches. We've had some major glitches. But you know what? You guys are so awesome that your stories are so incredible that our glitches are the minimal. They're not the center. We want to make you guys and your stories the center of attention. It's not about us trying to compete or be with any, do anything that everybody else is doing. It's about you guys, because you guys originated this sound.
Yeah,
it makes it
you
easier
were the
with what you guys presented. It makes it easier. Like I said, I was nervous. I said, oh man, I hope it's only 5 minutes. It's been longer than that now because you guys make it easier.
It's an hour and 39 minutes.
Holy smokes.
Oh,
We're
Jenny
gonna have
Canales says you're welcome, mija. Thank you.
Oh,
Cecilio Garza
so
says
good.
all three brothers, Lenny, Agustin, and Ramon, rest in peace. So there we go.
All of them.
There now we know. Yeah.
Ramon was
So rest in
the
peace,
drummer.
all of them.
Ramon was the drummer after me, I believe.
Oh,
When
so
I-
and
after I
that's
left
another
the-
reason.
I mean, 6 after the Lucky
Yeah.
6. Your dad used to call Ramon la Matralladora
Oh, what does that mean?
because Matralladora was a machine gun.
Matraca.
Ta, 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 ta,
Machine
ta,
gun.
ta, ta, ta. Because when he played the drums, he did that. All that real fast.
That's funny.
Ahí viene la
Wow.
Matralladora. He said, come on. Yeah, after 5. So he told me why. He said, with the drum.
That is so cool. I've never heard that word. I know my Spanish is terrible.
Yeah.
And Norma Salazar says, yes, it is beautiful to see the fellowships that holds the band together. It was about money. It wasn't about money.
It wasn't.
It was about
It
music.
was about the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elio Olivo says saludos.
Cecilio.
Yeah, to my dad logged in.
So
Yeah.
thanks for everybody logging in and pues ya vamos we're almost in 2 hours, Joe. So
Yeah,
we're gonna start saying our goodbyes.
We're going to have you back. And, with you in California, maybe we can bring in someone that's here. And there's no rules. We don't have any rules of what we're just doing whatever works for you guys. We don't have a set what we have to do. It's just about you guys and your stories. And that'd be really cool. Maybe we'll have more than one person on it at the same time. Why not?
I appreciate that because, otherwise, like I said, I'll tell my kids, but they don't know. And you guys bringing this, because they're into the modern technology, the computer and stuff. My son said, yeah, I want to do it. And all these friends from here that are putting stuff up like that, they saw the Gigi's post and, when? We want to see it. When? We want to hear it. So now they're on listening. And, I don't know. Like I said, the technology, and my son gets all involved on this. This is his job. He works all week doing this. So it's easy.
So he knows.
Yeah, he knows. So he said, I'll hook it up. Then give me her phone number. I'll call her. And he call you, Gigi, or something. Text
yes.
you. And he got it all. He got a desk here with all kinds of pictures. He's got the laptop. I was
Perfect. He's more prepared than us. He's more prepared than us.
Oh, yeah, he was actually prepared. He got up early, came over to my house.
Wow.
He set up a little table here in the back with pictures and my
It looks
drums.
so nice. It does.
Said,
yes.
Yeah, it looks super nice.
Take some sticks out and you can play the drums. And no, let me just talk. And
Miss Barron says, great interview, Joe. Loved hearing the stories of your early music years beginning into the Nightlighters. So
thank you very much.
Well, Joe, what can I tell you? You're part of our family. You're part of our heart. Tú eres a musical uncle to us. No eres de sangre. Eres de música y de corazón. We love you. My family loves you. Papi loved you. Elio says, have a great Sunday.
I believe he did because todo el tiempo me procuraba. Si vienes, güey, vale más que vengas. I'm going to your house. I'm going to your house. We'll spend half the night talking and drinking beer. Beer and talking. And like I said, there's memories, there's stuff that I want to talk to him about. And, well, I can't. But I was able to talk to some of it with you guys.
Yeah. And
except the Radio R and stuff that only him and I can
Botitas de Michelle. Botitas de Michelle. Las botitas de Michelle.
And then how was the other one too? The Niña de 14 años.
Yes.
Yes.
La Niña de 14 años or something like
that. Quiero ser primero. Quiero ser primero.
Yeah.
quiero ser primero en tu vida, quiero ser yo el primero. And I mean, I never talked to my dad about that one either. No, you
That's
know,
funny.
I want to go in and record Papi songs. I might have to change the lyrics a little bit.
Yeah.
so, so, pero, I mean, anybody out there, anybody listening, it's on YouTube, Los Chicanos, Chicanos, not CH, it's Chicanos, SHEEKANOS,
Oh,
on YouTube, and the Nightlighters with Joe Olguin. That's his new band now, and he promotes dances. If you're in California, go out and check out his dance. He's doing a really
yeah.
great job.
Anybody
People
else? I
are,
want your dad, if he puts his casinos together again, give me a call. Maybe we can work on something over
yeah,
here.
that would be
Yes.
awesome.
I saw him singing last week with
He was on the Crispity Chris show. He with
with what?
the Crispity Chris show.
With
Um,
Rick Fuentes.
with Rick Fuentes was there. It's Chris Rodriguez has produced my dad's last
Yeah.
song because my dad has a bucket list of songs that he's wanting to well, now he's
Redo.
retired, and
Yeah.
so he did one already, and so yeah, he's working on that. But he was, it sounded really good. They did it live,
Yeah, I
and
saw that. Rick Fuentes is a real close friend of ours. He's born and raised in San Jose.
Oh wow!
So
Oh,
I
no,
met
didn't
his
know
dad.
that.
I used to play with his dad too in San Jose when he had the Brown Express. And then, he passed away and stuff. And then young Rick Fuentes moved to Texas, and we still keep in contact,
mhm.
That's because,
Yeah.
I've known him for many years. And I
Yeah,
also brought his band over to Modesto to do that show
Oh, that's
3
awesome.
years ago.
Wow!
Good
That
friends.
is really
Wow!
cool.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have more than one of y'all on at once and let
Yeah.
you all talk to each other because y'all were there.
Yeah, el otro también, Mario, Marit y Wormy.
Maris, science, Maris. Worm.
Oh, hi, Monica. Thank you for
Monica
listening.
says, "Great interview, Joe. Que viva Tejano music." That yes,
Thank
and
you,
these
Monica.
guys that we're interviewing were the foundation for what's on right now. So listen to their stories, guys. Hello, Keith Leal. Keith Leal, you're here? Well, hello, Keith. If you're here, saludos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll definitely have to do something with every, we'll see. My dad says, just come over here and I'll put some barbecue on, and who knows, Gigi, maybe before it gets too hot. Maybe,
Yeah, do it
I
now.
know.
Before it gets too
Yeah.
hot.
you can log in and yeah, hello, Miss Liel. We
Hi.
can, who knows? There's no rules. Like I said, we can just
You just talk about your life in the past.
you talk about your life and your past.
Yeah.
And we
That's
listen.
what it was about,
And-
and we just listen.
And
Yeah.
people will
Yeah.
listen. Like I said,
Yes.
it's a real thing. It's not something that we're making up or I didn't
Yeah.
make up. Like I said,
Yep.
Gigi kind of knows some of it, because he was there to see some of the stuff we were doing. She's a little girl, but you remember some of it. And
Yeah.
I remember some of it too.
Yeah.
Lori, say hi to your dad.
I sure will. He's watching. I'm excited to see what he says. But we'll have to see what we can do and get you guys to, online. I mean,
Or next time I'll go up there, I'll go visit.
or if you're down,
Ándale.
we'll have a big old pachanga like we always used to do when he'd come home.
Vende el bote y saca
Exactly.
la cerveza y saca la fajita.
Absolutely, the fajitas.
Okay, well.
Thank you so much.
All right, Gus.
Yeah, I'm really glad to meet you.
Well, I feel really good right now. I appreciate, Dee reaching out to me and doing this. Like I said, I was a little nervous. What am I going to say? What? And I just
You
do
got a
5
lot to
minutes.
say. You got a lot to say.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have no script. Like I said, it's about you.
Yeah.
It's about you guys, and your stories are important, are special. It's really awesome.
Thank you. Very
Yeah.
much.
Thank
Yes.
you.
All right.
But we're gonna.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yes,
Go
we're gonna
have
wrap it
lunch.
up and catch us in Giras y Desveladas on Facebook. Catch us on Tejano TV at 1:30-ish. Catch us on YouTube when we upload it. We're still working on things. And thank you everybody for watching. We love you guys. Joe, ¿qué te puedo decir? Ya no está papi, pero toda.
I love you, chingos.
Oh yeah, that's the best word, chingos. Yes. I think she's
Love you very
frozen.
much. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Bye. That's my cue.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for watching. Y'all have a great
Thank you, everybody.
Sunday.
Thank you for listening. And thank you, Titi and Lori. Thanks again for making the connection with me. And I had a fantastic time telling you some of my stories, from the
So you'll
70s.
be back for the rest, right?
Yes.
We might. Yeah.
We're going out for
Take
breakfast
care.
right now.
Yes. Well, thank you, sir. And, God bless you and your family. And again, y'all have a great Sunday. And thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And Michael,
Hey,
one more.
Michael Chavarria.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy? Hope you enjoy the show. Next week, we go do the Almond Festival.
Oh, wow. That's
Next
cool.
Sunday here
Wow.
in Esparto. We're going to go set up sound and hook up a couple bands at the Almond Festival next Sunday. Come and join us in Esparto, California.
Well, there you go.
There it is. There you go. And it goes
Early-
on. Life
Early a
goes on.
las 11 de la mañana hasta las 5. Pura música.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
Y'all take care. God bless.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye.